Hi, I'm Rebecca Lundy, and this is my mentor, Lisa Breeling. Today we are going to be reviewing the Secondary Lesson Plan 2.
Okay, this second lesson plan for the secondary level, again, was about performing. The student will practice adding two-digit numbers to another two-digit number with correct responses. So this was very interesting. Again, I want to say up front that Rebecca did a good job with understanding her student and his needs, and we'll go through this. Instructional planning, again, linkage of the lesson, the objectives to the lesson, excellent. Linkage to the IEP goals and the objective, excellent. And again, great job with linking everything to the general education curriculum standards. So good job there. Again, with technology, an iPad was used, and so great job with using and bringing in technology that is necessary in these days. So I applaud you for that. Instructional strategies. Rebecca did a great job understanding and modifying the pace of the lesson. She slowed down a little bit on this lesson and made sure her student had the time needed, and so that was great. She states the prior knowledge that was needed, and that was really good. Provided detailed description of the activity, recap of the lesson after the lesson was taught. Excellent job. Included questions for the recap. Adapting and modifying. On the rubric, it shows that she understood the skills for adapting and using instructional strategies. Again, excellent job. If you want to go into a little bit of detail here,
Sure.
because we noticed something in this area of adapting and modifying and adapting the learning of what was taking place.
So originally I had planned this lesson to be adding two-digit numbers with a two-digit number. According to the data I had received from this student's teacher, it looked like he was able to identify numbers 10 through 20. Once we got into the lesson, we started quickly figuring out that that's not so much the case. Some investigation would need to be done, and some more tracking would need to be done to see exactly where he's at. So what I ended up having to do was modify the lesson so it was adding a two-digit number with a single-digit number. He was demonstrating that's more where his ability is, and even then he was a little unsure. So I felt like it was very important that we built that as a foundational skill before moving to the adding a two-digit number with a two-digit number. He just kind of showed us a little bit different from where we thought he was. So we had to do some quick modification in that lesson there.
And Rebecca did an excellent job, and a note was taken for next school year for that teacher to know that maybe some reviewing needs to be done before moving on. So
and that could be it. We're in the summertime, it's ESY. This might have been an area that he had briefly touched on during the school year, and he needs a little bit more reinforcement of those concepts.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Great note. Modifies the learning environment. Again, great physical learning space was provided for the student. Great description of the modifications, and Rebecca was really good to notice that, hey, something was wrong and we need to modify this lesson really quick for the student. There was no downtime in that. She did a great job with that transition for the teacher's role. Let's see, provides evidence of using advanced organizer for setting the lesson. Yes. Provides brief explanation of the students about the current lesson. Yes. States objective. Yes. Includes list of the questions asked. Yes. Excellent there. Provides clear presentation of new materials through modeling. Again, she modeled, and she was very quick to make those modifications for the student with the visuals that were provided along with the worksheet. So excellent job there. Effective guided practice. Again, let me just look here, for example. He was able to not complete the two-digit addition as likely, but after the change that she made so quick, he was able to do two-digit plus one-digit and without assistance. So very excellent job there. Again, provides detailed description of how to obtain and give feedback for the student performance. Rebecca did an excellent job there. Analyzing the instruction practice. Provides detailed description of the independent activity as he went on the worksheet after the modifications were changed. The student was really good at doing this activity independent. So good job there with all that. The learning process provides detailed description of evaluating the student. Again, notes were taken. A note for the teacher for next year, looking back and knowing again where the student needs to be, maybe some skills that need to be set for next year or through ESY, to continue to have him grow in his learning. Instructional implementation, you had enough time and you gave a lot more pace this time with him, so that was really good. There was a smooth transition between all the lessons, and again the transition was really good when the modifications needed to happen. Provide higher learning skills. Again, it was, I can't say this enough, knowing the student was struggling, going back a little bit, but providing the skills needed to be successful in this lesson was really, really good. Active engagement, again, positive reinforcements were provided for the student. He was able to check what he wanted, and he chose Smarties, and anyway, and he knew what he was working for, and he did a great job with that. So there was great active engagement for the student. There again was no behavior with this student, I believe, with positive reinforcement and the lesson plan being, structure to follow, and the expectations were set. There was no behavior problems here with the student. Student engagement, again, great, creating a learning environment, participation, each step of the lesson. After modification was done in the lesson, the student's engagement was very positive. Again, Rebecca did a great job with grammar throughout the lesson, how to give oral communication for the student. Excellent job there. Assessments, again, Rebecca did a great job seeing right away that the student was struggling with the learning and where he was, or where she thought he was according to the data that was given. And so she did a great job adjusting to that, and then making note for him to go for him to go forward. Excellent job with all that. So with this one, self-evaluation, what do you think?
Really, my self-evaluation is more of a next step, because we were thrown that curveball and realized that we probably needed to back up a little bit with some of his skill acquisition. I think in the future going forward, I would definitely concentrate on having him identify and understand the concept of place value. I'm not really sure he's ever been exposed to that before, or if he has, he might not have ever grasped that concept. Also, something else I would do differently, even though we have the counting cubes as a tangible object or manipulative to help him, I would maybe also fall back next time on using touch math. I know this kid has been exposed to touch math, so that would be another method I would use to help modify the lesson should we get in another situation where we had to make those quick modifications.
Exactly. And how can you generalize it over a course of time?
Exactly. So that would be kind of the big thing as far as that goes.
Okay. Awesome job.
Thank you.